On this week's edition, we're going to introduce you to the new executive director of Washington Heritage Museums and show off their new office here at 1500 Washington Avenue, the Mary Washington Lodge. Let's go inside and find out more. Thank you to our sponsor, Shore United Bank. For 150 years, Shore United has stayed connected to the communities they serve, earning your trust every day. Visit them downtown or at Harrison Crossing. Today I'm with Michelle Akari-Rose, who is the new executive director of Washington Heritage Museums. We're at the Mary Washington Lodge property, which recently became the new headquarters for Washington Heritage Museum. So Michelle, welcome to Fredericksburg, and thank you for joining us.
Thanks so much. It's great to be back.
Yeah, so first start off by just tell people a little bit about yourself and how you came to be executive director here.
It's quite a long journey, but I would say the roots of it all started here in Fredericksburg when I attended University of Mary Washington, which was a college back in the early 90s, and I majored in historic preservation. Went to law school at Catholic University and clerked in DC. Was a trial attorney for about 8 years. I worked for the city as an assistant attorney general for DC. And then I switched over and prosecuted juvenile cases in the city, including sex offense cases. But my love and heart was always in preservation and historic house museums. Fast forward to a couple of other through phases of kids. And then I found myself as Associate General Counsel at the National Trust for Historic Preservation. I was their Director of Grants, Director of Contracts, negotiating their major contracts across all their divisions. And the National Trust owns 28 sites around the country. And it's through going on tours and visiting our sites and hanging out with those executive directors, I decided they have more fun. Instead of just being behind the computer and negotiating things and reading contracts, I wanted to be out and actually doing the real historic preservation work.
And what did you like about Washington Heritage Museums in particular in Fredericksburg as a place to land?
I came to know and love most, if not all, of these sites when I was in college here, majoring in preservation. And it's definitely moving south, and maybe you're rescuing me from Northern Virginia more than me rescuing some buildings, but it's a great fit. And I have taught at University of Mary Washington as an adjunct for the last few years. I've taught the preservation law class, and so it just when this job opportunity came open, it seemed like a really good fit.
Yeah. And just a few weeks ago, I believe you moved into this property at 1500 Washington Avenue, sometimes called the Caretaker's Lodge, Caretaker's Cottage, right next to Mary Washington Monument. So how's it been having y'all's headquarters office here?
It's definitely still a transition, but it's great. It's wonderful. I mean, this is a spectacular 1895 period building. The stone is amazing. The landscape is amazing. And we have great, beautiful windows with lots of light. It's a wonderful space to work in.
And I know that there's a lot of plans for this property. So tell people a little bit about the work that will be done on this property over the next couple of years.
I think this is a good example of public-private partnerships in Washington Heritage Museums taking over stewardship. There is a lot of work with the city that was done, and they hold the easement on the property. And we're about to embark on a nearly $1 million re-landscaping project. It will be a safer place. We will address some of the erosion issues that are happening around Meditation Rock and behind the Gordon Family Cemetery. There's already been 35 trees planted by Tree Fredericksburg on 2 of the slopes. There'll be better lighting. We will remove some trees. We will be doing a lot of hardscaping and creating new retaining walls. One of the things I'm excited about is the pathways will now be accessible, and this building will be accessible so that will be open and available for people of all means of transportation.
Well, we look forward to seeing that work unfold. And then just finally, tell people a little bit about the other properties that Washington Heritage Museums oversees here in Fredericksburg.
It's a diverse group, but at the same time, they're all connected. So we have the Hugh Mercer Apothecary Shop down at 1020 Caroline. Most fourth graders, after they go on the fourth grade field trip, always remember the leeches. It's a site that focuses on humoral or colonial medicine, or non-medicine, we might say. Fantastic site to visit, 18th century. The second 18th century site we have is the Rising Sun Tavern. So about all these sites, we're learning more and doing more research and learning more about the history. So that was originally built by Charles Washington, George's youngest brother, to be his home, and then it became a tavern. Lots of interesting stories yet to unfold and unravel there, including women tavern keepers. And that's at 1304 Caroline. And then we have the Mary Washington House, of course, which was built by Fielding Lewis. It was originally part of the Kenmore Plantation. It's purchased by George Washington for his mother, who is to be close to her daughter, Betty Washington Lewis. So another 18th century site. We will be doing a deep dive on our collections there this summer and looking to reinterpret the site and lean into more of the architectural story that hasn't been told yet. And so that's pretty cool. Professor Spencer from the university and Dr. Jardine will be helping us there. And then we have our last 18th century site is the James Mercer House. James Mercer was a tremendously important lawyer here in the Commonwealth, becomes the first judge in Fredericksburg. And he goes on to the Virginia Court of Appeals in Richmond. And that was before we had a Virginia Supreme Court. Very important jurist, in addition to writing Mary Washington's will, which is what he's most known for around these parts.
And people can find out more about the organization and those houses probably at your website.
WashingtonHeritageMuseums.org.
Well, Michelle, welcome to your new home here, and both the office and Fredericksburg and Washington Heritage Museums, and wish you a lot of luck in your new position. Appreciate you taking a few minutes to tell people about yourself.
Delighted to be here. It's a great privilege to be here as executive director. So thanks for the warm welcome.
Okay. All right. So that's going to do it for this week's edition. We appreciate you watching. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page and our newsletter, and we'll keep you up to date on business happenings here in the region. See you next week. Again, I want to thank our sponsor, Shore United Bank.